How's it going, everyone? In this video, we have some big news on Bill Goldberg, a very popular WWE star, potentially returning soon, and a whole lot more. But before we begin, please make sure to drop a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. Alright guys, so for our first story of today, we have some news that one major championship match will not be taking place at WWE Crown Jewel. As Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer reports, even though WWE usually stack their PLE'S with several high-profile matches, especially for their PLE'S in Saudi Arabia, apparently the big rematch between Jey Uso and Bron Brokker for the Intercontinental Championship will not be taking place at the event. Instead, the match is reportedly being saved for an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw. So do you guys think saving the IC title match for Monday Night Raw is a better decision than booking it for Crown Jewel? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Next up, we have some big news that a top WWE star is very close in signing a new long-term contract. As Mike Johnson of PW Insider reports, after securing multiple WWE stars to new long-term deals, it looks like the company is very close in getting Rhea Ripley to sign a new long-term deal, which is reported to be for 5 more years, as well as a significant raise in her salary. And although the two sides have already agreed on the terms, the only thing that's left to do is for Rhea Ripley to sign, which is expected to be very soon. Next, we have some very bad news for Bill Goldberg's WWE return, because in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, despite his recent appearance and confrontation with Gunther at WWE Bad Blood, as of this moment, Bill Goldberg vs. Gunther is not scheduled for Survivor Series in November or WrestleMania 41 in April. But even though a match between the two superstars is not currently scheduled, a future match is not entirely off the table either. So what are your guys' thoughts on Bill Goldberg? Would you be interested in seeing him return to WWE and go one-on-one against Gunther down the road? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Moving on to our next story, we have some big news that a very popular WWE star could be returning after almost 3 long years. Because according to a new report from WRKD Wrestling, there are potential plans that the teased Xavier Woods heel turn angle leads to Big E returning to WWE programming and reuniting the New Day should Big E get cleared. So now guys, I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the stories that we discussed today. Starting off with our first story, we did talk about a major WWE championship that will not be taking place, a championship match that will not be taking place at Crown Jewel in just a couple of weeks. And that match is between Jey Uso versus Bron Brokker, and Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer is saying that basically this match, like other previous championship matches, will be saved for an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw, and that this will not be taking place at Crown Jewel. And in my opinion, guys, I think that this is a pretty smart decision by WWE to save championship matches for Monday Night Raw, because over the past few months, WWE has been cutting back on having a number of matches on their premium live events. So basically now it's around 5 or 6 matches, I do believe, for every premium live event. And then the other championship matches, they either save them for Monday Night Raw or sometimes for Friday Night SmackDown. So ultimately, I do believe that this is a very smart decision by WWE, and I'm pretty sure that this will continue moving forward. The other story that we talked about was that a top WWE star is very close to signing a new long-term contract, and that star is Rhea Ripley, who, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, he is reporting that basically the two sides WWE and Rhea Ripley have already agreed to the terms of her new deal, which will be for 5 more years and a significant raise in her salary. However, the only thing that is left to do is for her to sign the contract, which is the belief is that she will be signing her new deal very soon if she hasn't signed it already, which is obviously a pretty great move by WWE to secure Rhea Ripley, because obviously Rhea Ripley, not only is she one of the top female stars in the entirety of WWE, but she is also very popular, even more popular than some of the male superstars. And I am honestly not surprised that Rhea Ripley decided to stay. Because although many fans would say that no, she would never go to AEW, I do believe that if the price is right, if Tony Khan is willing to give her a ton of money to sign with the company, I'm pretty sure that Rhea Ripley might have even considered, potentially even going there. But obviously, she has decided to stay with WWE, and it will be for another 5 years. Next, we did talk about Bill Goldberg, and some pretty bad news for Bill Goldberg, because it does look like despite his recent confrontation with Gunther at WWE Bad Blood just a couple of weeks ago, it doesn't look like WWE has anything planned for the former Universal Champion, because Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer did report in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer that despite his appearance and his confrontation with Gunther, WWE has nothing scheduled for Bill Goldberg to return for the company in a wrestling capacity. So he is not scheduled for Survivor Series, which is in November, or WrestleMania 41, which is in April. However, Dave Meltzer did say that even though WWE has no plans to use Bill Goldberg in any wrestling capacity at this point in time, there is still a very good chance that this match could take place sometime down the line. The other story that we talked about was that a very popular WWE star could be returning to in-ring competition after almost 3 long years after being sidelined with a serious neck injury. And obviously, I'm talking about Big E, who back in 2022, in March of 2022, I believe, he did break his neck, unfortunately. And ever since then, Big E has been posting updates of his recovery and of his doctor visits and rehab and things like this. And according to WRKD Wrestling, apparently there are some potential plans that could see Big E finally make his return after many years being sidelined. And they are saying that the teased Xavier Woods heel turn could potentially lead to Big E returning to WWE programming, so he can then reunite the New Day, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. So hopefully, guys, Big E finally gets cleared to return to the ring by his doctors. And I do think that when he eventually returns, it will be a major shock to fans, but they obviously will be very happy to see him finally return after many years of being sidelined with a very horrific injury. So with that being said, guys, that is all of the news that we have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.